Good morning. I have a couple of stories for you that I think will illustrate the lesson that I hope will really resonate for you. So, the first one's called I Didn't Know This Was Going to Be My Last Day. And the second one's called I Just Don't Feel Like Going. So, let me explain. I didn't know it was going to be my last day is actually a quote from my middle child, my son with the Duchenne muscular dystrophy, who's in the wheelchair or power chair. And that's what he says. You know, it's gotten a little less now, but almost every day of this shelter in place time during COVID, because when he left school on March 9th, he didn't know that was going to be his last day. And the reason that's so poignant to him is because it's the last day of his 8th grade, the last day of his middle school that he's been at for these 2.5, almost 3 years, and the last day with his instructional aide who he's been with the whole time, with his friends. He won't get a graduation. He won't get anything that he thought he was getting. And that's really poignant for so many people across the country, right? Not getting high school graduations, college graduations. My residents aren't getting a graduation like they usually do. But it's really poignant for him because he has a degenerative and fatal disease, and he doesn't have that many friends, and being at school is really his social life, and it's his way of feeling like he belongs. And he's going to a new, huge high school next year. I'm not sure what that will look like for him. And he didn't know that was going to be his last day. And so lots of tears have been shed, and lots of hugs and lots of holding him as he tries to get through this. So that's the first story. I'll give you the lesson at the end. The second story is I Just Don't Feel Like Going. These stories have been on my mind a lot. That's why I want to share them with you. They all relate to each other. That's me. And that's an evening in late January where I was supposed to meet a woman, a new friend, for a drink after work. And I had met her. We had both given a TEDx talk for TEDx Women in the late fall. I think it was December, early December. And we really hit it off. And she had an amazing talk that's being turned into a book. So when that is all coming out, I'll let you know. But it's unbelievable. So anyway, we really connected, and we thought we should get to know each other better. So we set up this time after work to go out for a drink. And that evening I remember, and you know, it was like the easiest time for me to meet her. My husband was off early that day. He was going to be home with the kids. I had a little bit more of a predictable end time at work, so I could get over to where we were meeting. And still, sort of my laziness set in, and kind of like, I just don't feel like going, and I'll just reschedule with her. And my husband was one who was like, no, you should go. You know, we're fine, and you never go, so just go. And so I did. Turns out that it was like we'd known each other our whole lives, and she's amazing and such a great mentor for me too, and so much resonance with each other, and I really truly love her. And just found out that she's probably moving to another country, and so that was so sad, but you'll find out why that's so important. So those are the two stories, and there's a third one that may be more obvious to the lesson, and that is that I just found out yesterday that a mentor of mine, not a close one, but a distant one, but definitely a mentor, and one of my first actually women of color mentors in medicine has pancreatic cancer, and I'm really sad about that. And it feels so sudden, right? It always feels sudden. And that one may hone in the lesson to you really quickly. And the lesson is that we have no clue what's going to happen tomorrow, right? No clue. And so we say that when we hear that people have pancreatic cancer, a new deadly diagnosis. Then we get it. Life's too short, you know. But what I want to really give you today is this lesson that it's not just about cancer or these bad diagnoses, okay? It's these everyday things in life, okay? So when my son says, I didn't know that was going to be my last day, that's poignant, okay? Because none of us know if we're going back to school, if anything's going to ever be the same. And COVID has really made that clear. But I'm just going to let you in on a little secret, my friends. It was clear way before COVID. We have never had control over our lives. We've never known what day was the last day of anything. Never. What I'm hoping is that this whole experience is teaching this in a more profound way, on a more profound level. Now, my story about my new friend, my new BFF, it's really poignant too, because here's the deal. I'm really sad she's moving, but we're going to stay in touch and, we're going to always be together. But here's the deal. If I had said that night, no, I just don't feel like it. I mean, I know that we said we'd meet, but I just don't feel like going. We would have never connected, because guess what happened right after that? COVID. So I would have never sat down with her face to face and had this amazing connection and found this friend that I love. I would have never found her. So now, instead of being sad that she's moving, I'm actually so grateful that I have her in my life. I wouldn't have, because she would be moving and our whole thought of getting together would have never, ever happened. It's not to say that you have to do if you're tired, you can't, not go out and all that, but you just don't know, okay? So the next time you say, well, I'll just reschedule because I don't feel like it, or, I'll come back and do this, you might not be able to. So it's really about understanding this intensely profound lesson, which is we have no idea what's happening tomorrow. For God's sake, I don't know what's happening later today. But all I can do is wake up every day, live it the best way I can, the best way I know, and then see what happens tomorrow. That's all we can do. Okay? It doesn't mean you can't make plans, but just know that we have no control. Okay? So, it's really poignant. I didn't know it was going to be my last day. I just don't feel like going. Who knows? Maybe I'll get to that next year. No. You don't wait. You do it. You savor it. You live it. That's the lesson. Okay? I hope that comes through. This time in our lives is profoundly important for so many lessons, and it's going to help us all elevate to a different consciousness. So when we think it's so hard, when we're crying about 8th grade, which is so real, and we're sad about other things, it's all of that is going to help us get to a different place. So just let that all settle in. Let me know how it resonates. Let me know what you think. And as always, be well. All right. Bye for now.